Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has resigned. The resignation, it comes in the backdrop of raging economic turmoil and unrest in the island nation. We saw people out on the streets barely having food available to eat. The economy coming to a complete crash and much protest against Rajapaksa and his government. The Sri Lankan Prime Minister finally resigned. Resignation comes in the backdrop of this raging economic turmoil and unrest in the island nation of Sri Lanka. We saw protests that spilled out on the streets with people attacking one another because of lack of food, lack of basic amenities. It seemed like the situation had gone far out of control, where the country itself had to declare emergency, considering that they barely had basic amenities to feed their own people, many of them struggling with exorbitant price rise, as basic food was not available in supply to the population of the country. And coming in the backdrop of this massive economic meltdown, here is Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, who has finally decided to resign. In fact, he was defiant all along the protest through the last 2 months, when Sri Lankan population have been protesting and condemning the government for not handling its economic situation the way it should have. Rajapaksa remained defiant, said that he will never resign, he wouldn't resign, he would do whatever he can to stabilize the economy, but it seems like he's finally given up. Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has now resigned. The resignation comes in the backdrop of raging economic turmoil and the unrest in the island nation, Sri Lanka.